Okay, grade 8 students, in this question we have our quadratic function is y equals x squared plus 2x plus 1, but x, we cannot pick x, we cannot pick the number instead of x for x more than 2 or less than -3, so it cannot be 5, x cannot be 5, let's write here 5, x cannot be 5, look, x cannot be 5, 10, or look at here, please look at this this limitation. X is limited by 2 and -3, so 5 is here. Think about a number line. 5 is bigger than 2, so 5 is here, 10 is here. Let's say 100 is too far off 10, so I cannot pick 5, 10, or 100 because they are not in between -3 and 2, or cannot pick -5. So guys, let's start with giving values of x in between -3 and 2, but I'm going to start, I prefer x is -3, because starting point and ending point, or just these points is really important, these numbers is really important. I'm going to limit my line with these points. So x is -3, -3, and then y will be -3 squared. We use parentheses. Let's notice again, 2 times -3 plus 1. So y equals -3 times -3, 9, plus -6 plus 1. So y will be 4. When x is -3, y will be 4. One more, when x is 2, y will be 2 squared plus 2 times 2 plus 1. So y will be 8. When x is 2, y will be 8. I am going to make my x and y table. Don't forget it. We just make our x and y table. Then -3, and when x is -3, y is 4. Don't forget it. And when x is 2, y is 8. Now I'm going to ask you, please do it yourself. When x is 0, y will be what? You are going to replace x with 0. So y will be 1. Yes, you're right. Then next one. When x is, I'm going to pick a number in between 2 and -3. Let's say -1. When x is -1, -1. When x is -1, y will be, yes, when x is -1, y will be 0. What about when x is 1, y will be, yes, when x is 1, y will be 4, of course. Now I'm going to rewrite the points. My points were -3 and 4 first, second 2 and 8, 0 and 1, -1 and 0, and the last one 1 and 4. I'm going to plot these points on this coordinate plane. It's really easy to do. The first point is -3 and 4. -3 is here. You just put your finger on x-axis and move your finger down. -3 and 4, no, up. -3 and 4, it's gonna be here. So what about the second one? 2 and 8. 2 is here, 8 is very high. Let's see, it goes up, and you're going to plot your point there. So the third one is 0 and 1, 0 and 1. Put your points is here. -1 and 0, -1 and 0 is your point, will be here. So let's say use another color. Let's use green, not green, another color, which is this color could be. So my point was, remember, so this is not my point. It's not my point. So let's plot the fifth point. Let's plot the fifth point. 1 and 4. 1 is here, 4 is here, let's say. So I'm going to start to draw the graph and the beginning point is, the starting point is -3. Where is -3? And when I give -3 instead of x, I found 4. So this is my starting point. This is my starting point. -3 and 4. This is -3 and 4. It's my starting point. My ending point is I'll just move and go up, and my